Hello there. Welcome back to JerryVision. As you can see, I've done something very cool. I recorded this video last weekend of me building this particular piece of the light show. I edited it down so that you don't have to sit through all of the talkie-talkie, but if you want, I have a link in the doobly-doo for the whole video. I had a pretty good time doing the live stream, so I think I might do more like that. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I hope you enjoy the show. So let's look at what this is. A P5 panel. This is 64 by 32 pixels, and we're going to put 6 of them together to make a sign for my light show. Let's see. So basically, when you do a light show, you need to tell people what radio to turn their station onto. And sometimes you just make a little sign with fixed lights. That seemed like the cheesy way to go because, you know, hey, I got technology. I'm going to make it fancy. Additionally, this will let me tell people what let people tell what light show they're at. The software that I'm using to run my light show supports the ability for viewers to vote on which song plays next, or at least it's supposed to. So it should be interesting if I can get that hooked up. And so this sign would also show what web page they should go to in order to do that. Or at least that's the plan. Alright, so I bought all of this stuff from a company called Wired Watts. They specialize in selling lights, and they also have a lot of special hardware specifically for panels. So let's move the power supply over a little. And so I have done one thing already because, like I said, I did this before. And I'm not taking this apart because it was such a pain to get this computer on this board. But so now that it's on there, it lives there forever. So this is 2 pieces. So this here is a standard Beagle Blown Black with a Wi-Fi adapter on it. It comes with an Ethernet port, but if this is out on the street, then I can't just run a wire out to that, or at least not easily. So being able to control it via Wi-Fi has advantages. This here is a Octa Plus from Culp Lights. And as you can see, it just slides in. It's specifically designed for this exact piece. Goes in like that, and we click it down. It is designed specifically to drive panels like this. It has 8, since the Octa part, outputs. Each one of these outputs can drive 5 of these panels for a total of 40. Or if you take this being a P5 panel, so that's something. So this is a P5 panel. So that means the distance from one pixel to the next is 5 millimeters. The next most common size that people buy is the P10 panel, which means that the spacing is 10 millimeters. If you use a P5 or P10 panel, you can hook 12 P10 panels up to each one of these ports, having a 96 panel array, which is pretty damn big. I think even if I went to 40 panels, that would be ridiculously big. You'll see once I hook it up, 6 is plenty large. What else? So what else have we got in the goodies that came from Wired Watts? For every 2 panels from Wired Watts that you buy, you get one of these lovely power connectors for hooking up 2 panels, and you get the ribbon cable for the data. These pieces are made up in two different types. These are the go-between pieces, and these are the end pieces, which should make sense as I put it together. This piece is for mounting the power supply on the back of it. And I think that's everything. So let's give it a go. Begone, you Ethernet cable. You were for another time, in another place. Oh, it also came with all of the screws as well, but they're safely here. On these things, you can see they have arrows. This indicates data flow. So what we're going to do is we're going to build them starting from the upper left on the back and make sure that they are all aligned. That thusly. So let's see how that's looking. Yeah, seams are pretty good, I think. You know, we might futz it a little more later, but let's get to that part. All right, so there we have it. It's nice, it's big. I mean, it's big. All right, so in the next pieces. So we need the computer back here. I've discovered, what did I say that? Yeah, the panel here you can see covers up the power port, so I have to put it this way. I kind of would rather put it the other way, but it's not the end of the world. I could cut it, but I think, you know, they've made these ways for a reason. And started putting it in my house layout. Which is the better way? Let's see how this panel goes. Does it go this way? Yeah, it's got to go this way, because the other way is going to block the power port. Want power leads down or up? That is a good question. Down or up? Well, got the plug. Probably want the plug to go down toward the ground, so we're going to go that way. Okay. So we need to power the Octa. So let's do that. So that's the power for that. The ones way over here are a bit of a stretch, unfortunately, but so we'll do those next. If I was smart, I would have a distribution block for this power, but I forgot to order that. so I'll be getting it later, which then just makes all of this much easier. And fused, which is also a plus. Not that I expect any sort of runaway shorts to happen here, but you never know. Fusing is smart. So all right, so that's power. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's really nice that they provide these cables from the jump. So then the next thing is connecting the panels to the Octa Plus. So these go in output 1, 2, 3, 4. So we take output 1 and we hook it up to the top. Somehow. Are these longer than those? You know, a little bit of longer reach. Probably not. I had it hooked up, so I know it's possible. In theory, any port would work, but I had problems initially. And I just want to replicate the working thing, and then I'll go see if I can experiment with it later. Or maybe we can experiment with you guys here. That could be fun. Alright. Man, that is just super tight. I do not like it at all. Oh, wait, this one's longer. This one is longer. Look at that. So much nicer. Go figure. Okay, and then in super complicated style, you just keep connecting them across the way. Like I said, you can connect 5 of them. Good day, Cameron. Welcome to the stream if you just showed up. We're putting together a fancy light panel. You can hook up 5 of these to each port. Just for laying things out, I'm just doing top row 1, 2, 3 and bottom row 1, 2, 3. It makes things easier in the software. All right, so that's all. So let's plug this thing in and see if everything goes boom. Hey, look, no boom. Let's watch the thing boot up. Make sure that it gets its correct IP address from the Wi-Fi's, and then we can move on to the next step. So you can see the Falcon player, I hope. There's just not enough monitors in front of me. So this is how you figure in the Falcon player. So the Falcon player is the software running on the BeagleBone Black. It has been told that it's going to be using panels, width and height. These are the types of panels that are here, 64 by 32, and starting at the top left and going up. And then down here, we are configuring them in the same way that we configure. So let's show the back view. Come on, show the back view. All right. So if you think about the back view, when we had the computer over here, and we go this way, so technically the computer is now on this side going the other way, but we can see in the order that we have output We have output 1, output 1, output 1, 1, 2, 3, and output 2, output 1, 2, 3 when it was the back. So when we flip it over, the front view, you can see that those get reversed. But that doesn't matter as long as it's set up the way it actually is. And then, so we should be able to go over here to display testing and enable testing. And look at that. We got some lights. But you can't see it because I need to switch to the other view. There you go. Look, lights. Dancy, dancy lights. This isn't that exciting. I mean, yay, dancy lights. I mean, there must be more, Jerry. There must be more. And I say yes. Yes, there is. All right. Try this one more time. And then I had access to a pretty cool video file, so I determined what that might look like. Might as well play it again because, you know, you can. But I got blinking lights. The entire resolution of the panel is 192 by 64. It's basically, like I think, one of these sections is the same size as an icon on your desktop for a frame of reference. What kind of power draw does this have? That is a great question. Let me look that up for you right by. So according to Wired Watts, the people I bought these from, these panels running from my Octa Plus will draw 8.3 watts per panel. So, that's not that much. Or if I had the color light card, it would draw 11.9 watts per panel. So you can see that it does get a lot brighter using the color light card. So I'm not super worried about heat. I will have to build a waterproof enclosure for this. These are not waterproof. They do make a version of these that are waterproof. But since I have to have a waterproof enclosure for all of the hardware, I figured I might as well just put everything in the enclosure. It's just going to be easier that way. And the panels are cheaper that way too. So the money I saved on the panels, theoretically, I will go toward the enclosure. The individual pixels, no. If a pixel dies, then it cannot be replaced. That is why I bought 2 extra panels and why it is recommended that you buy extra panels when you get stuff like this, because they are made in batches. So if you wanted color consistency, it's good to get at least 1 extra panel. But I've heard the mean time between failure is pretty high, and I've also heard that companies like Wired Watts here in the States and other companies that do that are pretty supportive. Now I'm gonna show you one other cool thing that I was planning on doing. Well, so I might as well do it now. All right, so since I don't have an enclosure and I want to keep these things around because they're super cool, I got these little eye bolts to screw into panels. And since I have a giant pegboard behind me, as you might have seen in my videos, so then I'm going to take you through space and time. You can see my panel, and And I get to enjoy my lights. I hope you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun making it. These kinds of videos, I think, show just how easy this stuff is. You just have to do a little research and buy the right parts, and it all goes together pretty quickly. I'll put links down in the doobly-doo with all the parts that went into this little gem, and that's about it. So, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.